Well, hey there, friendships. Welcome back to another Curtis's Corner. If you are new here, hi, I'm Curtis. This is my corner, and on today's Makeup Monday, we're not going to do a look. In fact, I want to talk about a few of my favorite items. Now, I do have an entire box, the BoxyCharm box, filled with goodies, and I just want to show them off, let you know what I like, what I use pretty much all the time. I might talk about like why I like them, not for every item, because I don't want this video to be like super crazy long. And there's only so much that you can say about each product. So yeah, if you are interested to see some of the products that I use, that I really thoroughly enjoy, and then keep on watching. Alright, so first item, it's easy, but blending sponges, okay? These are my two favorite blending sponges. I cannot for the life of me, I have the container with another one because it came with two. It was in a past BoxyCharm video. I love this sponge. It grows so big. It is so soft. It blends everything like butter. I love it. And then this concealer brush, this I know is from e.l.f. This is a concealer sponge, not brush. You don't even need to wet it. It's so squishy already without being wet that it's still even perfect for like such a smooth blend of your concealer. It is wonderful. I highly, highly suggest that you go and get this little wiggly woo right here. Another thing is my little like shadow switch, color switch, whatever you want to call it. This is so good. So useful if you're on a quick to go, you didn't have time to clean your brushes beforehand. You swirl them in here, you get as much color as you can off of your brushes, and it works. So two primers that I absolutely love is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling face primer. It is, first off, it smells wonderful. It is very gelatinous. It comes out and it is very sticky on the skin, which means your foundation is going to cling to that primer and stick all day long to your face until you decide that you want to remove it. And it's actually a good dupe for my second holy grail, which is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Same thing, it smells wonderful. It doesn't have the mint and like chocolatey kind of smell that this one does, but it smells nice. It has a hydrating feel. You feel hydrated when you use it. It has that sticky base. It will cling onto your foundation, and it honestly, it's not that expensive, and for what you pay, you get a lot. Like, this is a lot of primer for what you pay. Speaking of foundation, my first one, which I will constantly keep rebuying over and over and over again, is the Morphe Filter Effects Soft Focus foundation. This is a medium to full coverage. It is very skin-like. It melts onto your skin. It has a beautiful skin-like finish. It is so good. My shade that I have is medium 13. It's just, it feels lightweight. It looks flawless on your skin. It is a medium to full, so you can build it up if you want more of that full coverage, but honestly, I'm good with just the one. I usually apply it with a brush. I've been really into brush application for foundations lately, and then kind of stipple over it with a sponge just to kind of meld it all into place rather than go right in, because I want as full coverage as I can and then diffuse it slightly. So that is my technique that I've been using lately. And one example that I do show is with my other favorite foundation, the KVD Good Apple Foundation. Oh my god. So I said I probably could have gotten a deeper shade in this. After finishing my look though, I think it was a pretty good match. It went on super full coverage, like insane coverage. Felt like I was wearing nothing on my face. The finish was amazing. And this is definitely for those who have like a dry to normal complexion. If you're oily, this is not going to be a good foundation for you, just because it is made with like apple oils. So it's not going to be good if you already have dewy, oily skin. But if you have normal, combo to dry skin, get it. It is pricey, but I think it's kind of worth it. The concealers that I'm super into right now as well is the Morphe 2 Hide and Peak Concealer. It's not a super full coverage concealer, but it is really nice. It has a nice soft finish to it. It has a pretty decent, I would say it's about a medium coverage. This is in the shade Peak of Fawn, so it's more brightening on my skin. And if you want a full coverage one, then the Jeffree Star Cosmetics C5 is the shade that I have here. I should have gone a little bit darker because I find this one is a bit too light for me. But if you like that super pigmented, bright look, you're gonna love this. It is super full coverage. It doesn't seem to dry and like pick up any textures either, so it's very hydrating and doesn't add any unneeded textures that a lot of other concealers might give. For setting powders, my go-to has always been the Ciate Everyday Vacay coconut setting powder. The smell of this is beyond amazing. The finish of it is so blurring, it's so lightweight, it's smoothing, it feels nice. It is everything. And if you look, you can see I'm almost out of it because I've used so much of it. The other one that I'm really into, I haven't touched too much of just because I've been either using this or trying other products, but this one, translucent Jeffree Star Cosmetics Magic Star setting powder, but the luminous one. The luminous one, because I do have drier skin, I find looks better on my skin than his matte one. I still love the matte one, but the luminous one is definitely my favorite out of the two that he has, for sure. For eyebrows, I've been using the eyebrow gel, which you can see is very kind of like jacked up in here because I've used so much of it. But it's by e.l.f. the Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. I like how this one works. I like how it does the more feathery effect onto it. If I had it still and it didn't run out, I would be talking about my Real Her, but I don't have it here, so this is the only one that I've got today. Eyeshadows. I want to highlight some eyeshadows right now. First and foremost, this one does not get enough attention at all. The Vault Collection by Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. I love each and every single one of these shadows in here. All the palettes that are in here, these are so good. You get a red one, you get like a bluish green one, you get a yellow one, you get a purple one. Everything to fit everybody. The colors blend nicely. They have lots of pigment. I really don't understand why this has so much hate on it, but it is such a good formula, such a good design, and just everything about it. It's so simplistic, but it gives you everything that you really want in like a small little collection. So this is my number, with just one option. Out of the three, I will say this is my third pick, but still absolutely amazing. I do always kind of go back and gravitate towards that every now and then. The other one I constantly gravitate towards is my number one pick, which is the Selena Spooky Boo palette. This palette is like everything. It's got every shade you need. The two glitters here, they're more of an emollient glitter, so they're squishy. It's almost like it's like a putty, but they're great as like a topper. So if you get like a color underneath and then you layer that on top, it's going to just accentuate that look so much more. And the shade Ghost, the white one that's right up there, you don't even need to like setting spray. You don't need to use your finger to get that punch. It can go on dry and it is banging. My number two pick out of the three, Selena was number one, Jaclyn was number three. This is number two. I've used this 3 times on my channel. This is an indie artist. This is absolutely an amazing palette. I showed you 3 different looks that you can create with this. This is the Darkness Rising palette from Ferocious Beauty Cosmetics. This is such a good palette. You have so many neutrals in here. You have so many berry shades, blues, purples, darker shades as well. You can literally create any type of look with this. The colors and the pigmentation of them all are outstanding, and it's not an expensive palette at all. And I'm really excited to see in the future what they come up with next, because Candy did such a good job creating this palette, and I just want to make sure everybody knows about this palette. I'm gonna talk about some lashes now. With the lashes, I do like the adhesive black glue by Kiss. This has aloe in it, so it's really like nourishing. It goes well. It hides the glue itself, so it's not super noticeable. You just have to be very careful when applying it, because one screw up and it can mess up your whole entire look. I know this from experience, but it is still good. It lasts. It's wonderful. I have to talk about Selena Spooky Boo's lashes that she created. These are just phenomenal. It's called, these style are called If Looks Could Kill. They're the only lashes she does have, but they're so big, dramatic, bold, and they just make a huge statement. They are super, super soft, and they just apply really, really well. Another one that I really enjoy is by Lunar Beauty. These are in the style of Luna. That's what they look like there. Again, they're more on the natural side, but they're still bold and they still make a statement, but they are a little subdued in comparison to the If Looks Could Kill style. However, Lavender Boutique in the style of Mandy, these are definitely more of an everyday wearable. They still will exaggerate your eyes, but they're not going to take over the look that you've just created. These are, I think, my absolute number one that I wear in almost every look that I will do lashes on, because they are so versatile for every single look, and you can just get away with wearing them for everything. Eye primers, Urban Decay, the eyeshadow primer potion. It's so good. When I run out of this little mini one, I do want to get a bigger one. And blinding aside, the Morphe one is really good. Just remember, when you get it, you shake it before applying it, because the ingredients do tend to separate based off of first use. So shake it for a little bit before applying it. Otherwise, both super sticky, both adhere well to the shadows that you apply. For my bronzer, number one go-to was the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. The smell, the build, the color, the shade. This is in Sunkissed Bronzer. This is so good. Ride or die right here. And my new favorite obsession is by Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is in the Golden Goddess and Warm Flush duo of the bronzer and the blush. It's so good. You've seen me use this in since I've had it. So good. Equally as buildable and great coverage as well. Going off of this, I will say as well, the blush in here is my new favorite as well. Blush, again, I've been using that a lot. However, my other is from the Lunar Beauty blush palette. There are so many different blush tones that you get to use in here. You can make it more peach, you can make it darker, you can add dimension by adding in, say, like this one more into the hollows of your cheek, and then adding this one to kind of like the front. It just creates such a huge dynamic, and it goes for many skin tones. So great formula as well by Lunar Beauty. It is just top tier blush level. Speaking of top tier, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, the Brain Freeze collection here in the Skin Frost Pro palette. My go-to shade in this is Gold Breaker, which is the one right here in the middle. It complements my skin tone, I find. Otherwise, I will use sometimes Freeze Tag, which is the bluer shade down in the bottom there, but it'll mainly be these top two. Sometimes I'll dip into this one over here, Cocky, but not very often, just because it is a more darker tone, but these blend out really nicely, produce such a reflection on the skin that it's like almost glass-like. But I think something that's even more glass-like is the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter as well. This is in the shade Iced. This is absolutely stunning. If you do not have this, get it, because whatever formula she's using for this is perfection. And it just creates this like, bam, look at me, make a statement look. It is so chef's kiss. Another quick Morphe shout out here, where I'm going to talk about the color correctors. I decided to get 4 out of the 6 color correctors they had, mainly because I didn't want yellow because I don't have any areas of my skin that would need the yellow, and the red that they have I found would be way too dark for my skin tone. So the darkest I went was an orange, and that is mainly for my under eyes that I will use it for, or if there's any like shadow from like facial hair, like with 5 o'clock shadow areas, I will definitely use the orange more for. And then I kind of like balance it out with the pink, which to me looks more peach rather than pink. That's okay though. But I tend to use these for the more purpley areas and like the dark bluish areas, just to kind of cover those up, make sure I get enough coverage. Obviously green for the red areas and the purple for brightening and like more yellowy areas. I don't tend to have them. There's some days where there's more yellow tones in my skin where then I will counteract it with the purple, but it's very rare. I just got it on the off chance that I do have a more yellowy toned day. But I do usually have some red pigment in my skin, usually in my nose and sometimes like around here. But these I find are the best color correctors that I've used. I haven't tried the Jeffree Star ones. I do want to try them eventually, but as of right now, Morphe, you're killing it with the color correctors. Keep doing your stuff. Setting spray, I'm sad that it's gone, but the Morphe X Jeffree Star, this is my absolute favorite. I'll probably end up getting the Morphe setting spray in like the black or white bottle. I'm not really sure what the difference between the two of them is, to be honest. But this one, I love it. It's lightweight, it sets everything in place, and it smells wonderful. So much for not talking about every single product, but here we are. Eyeliner. Now, for my waterline, my go-to is the e.l.f. No Budge Retractable Eyeliner in black. I absolutely love this. It goes on so smooth. If it doesn't go over the first time, you go over it a second time and it's like there. I like to go over it to make it as dark as absolutely possible, but you're gonna get quite a bit of coverage from this already, and it is phenomenal. So smooth, so creamy, and yes, I go back and forth between the LA Girl Line Art Matte Eyeliner and the Free Spirit Eyeliner by Annabelle. I think I like this one a little bit more than this one, but both do a fantastic job at lining the top of the lid and creating that sharp wing that you absolutely need. I have never really been able to do a wing until I started using both of these. If you know of a better eyeliner than these two, let me know, but these two are my go-tos right now. They are so good. Mascaras, this was my ride or die, the Milk Kush Mascara. It is such a good formula. The bristles on this are so thick. They coat the lashes, they lift the lashes, they curl the lashes, they hold the curl in your lashes, and it fills them out and extends them and just makes your eyes look phenomenal. This I will always continue to use, along with this. The Jeffree Star Fuck Proof Mascara. It is such a nice formula. The wand is super, super like defined, so you can actually really get in to the lashes on the outer corner, inner corner, lower lash line without having to worry about it ruining and accidentally bumping onto your skin. It dries really quickly. I would say within like 10 seconds it dries and you're good. My two favorite lip liners at the moment are Gemini, because A, I'm a Gemini, but it's my go-to shade that I pretty much use all the time, is always Gemini. And recently is the shade Mannequin. Now, it does come out lighter than the actual shade that's on here, but it is so nice. The formulas of these go on so creamy, so smooth, and they like are precise with where you put them, and you don't even need to go over them like a million times. It's like one movement and you're done. The Jaclyn Cosmetics liquid lipstick, great formula, dries down relatively quickly. The shade Empowered is my favorite right now. It's not one of the shades that I wanted initially, but it is a shade that I do really like. the ones that I did want right on launch day were actually all sold out, so I was a little sad about that. But I've used this. It is great. It is great coverage. Creamy, dries down, and it's nice. My new favorite, aside from Gemini from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I love Christmas Cookie. This, in my last video, I said there's no smell to it, but it goes on so smooth. It was like the smoothest, easiest application I've ever done. And it was with this one. And I don't know what about this exact shade makes me love it so much. The color is beautiful. The coverage is beautiful. The application is beautiful. If nothing has changed, I don't understand it. Maybe I just know how to do makeup. One of the final items that I have is the Milk Makeup Astrology Stamp. I freaking love this. This is such a little cute item. Again, my last video that I did last week did a whole look, and I just put a little stamp right here, and it gave me my little Gemini astrology stamp right there. And I am going to be doing that in every single look that I create now. So I really hope they don't ever stop making these, because I'm gonna need like 78 more. So now the last two, I forgot to grab them, but I will talk about them. My last two items that I absolutely love are brushes. Now, first collection of brushes that I love are my Jaclyn Hill brushes. You get so many brushes. Yes, they were expensive, but they are so nice. They apply every single product perfectly. She was very meticulous when creating these brushes. She did not want to put out anything subpar, and this blows every brush out of anyone's expectation. Hands down, my favorite brushes, even over the James Charles brushes, even over the Jeffree Star brushes. Jaclyn Hill's brushes are my 100% absolute favorites. I cannot live without those brushes. Those brushes are mine forever. The other brushes that I really, really enjoy recently that I got were the Lunar Beauty eye brushes. Those ones were so tiny and so precise. They packed on everything perfectly as well. I find the Jaclyn brushes were able to blend everything a smidgen better than the Lunar Beauty ones, but the Lunar Beauty ones are so nice, and they applied them so great and super quick as well. They're like neck and neck right there. So yeah, that is my list of all of my favorite makeup items. If you agree with my list, again, this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree. But if there's any items that I mentioned that you absolutely love, leave a comment down below. Let me know what products you think are your favorites as well. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I put out weekly videos, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video, because if you don't, how else will you know? You won't, so do it. Now, I'm off to, I don't really know what I'm off to do. Probably watch Raw Beauty Kristi on YouTube. I will see you all on the next video, but until then, bye friendships.